I was told by people nodding and smiling and rolling their eyes that I have told this story before, but as we have learned from Jesus, good material bears repetition. And so I will tell you this story again. A story of a man who was going to travel across the country, visiting a whole variety of churches. And he began on the West Coast. And there he went to a church, and in the entryway was a beautiful payphone. It was gold and it was lustrous, and above it was a sign that said, "Direct line to God, $50." But he didn't think much of that, right? He went to the next state. Behold, there in a different denomination, another payphone in the north, direct line to God, $50. Well, he traveled across one state after another, stopping in the Mormon temple, or tabernacle rather, in Utah, going on to visit Southern Baptists, Lutherans, and on, and every one of them had in their entryway a golden telephone. Direct line to God, $50. Finally, he came to the blessed state of Iowa. He went to a United Methodist church, and there in the narthex was a golden telephone. Above it was a sign, "Direct line to God, 25 cents. That's very odd, different from everywhere else. So after he went up to the preacher and he said, "Excuse me, but I noticed this beautiful golden pay telephone out in the lobby, and why does it say 25 cents? Everywhere else I've gone, it's $50. And the pastor said, "Well, son, now you see, this is Iowa. Everywhere else, it's a long-distance call. Here, it's lower." Thank you. One person who hadn't heard it. In the beautiful baseball film, Field of Dreams, there is a wonderful line where Kevin Costner, looking at his beautiful house with his beautiful wife and beautiful daughter, all the cornfields that bring in extraordinary amounts of money this year, in particular because the price of corn is up. Thank you, ethanol. Thank you, Russia. At any rate, he has built a beautiful, perfect baseball field in one of his cornfields. And all of these marvelous players from the past come out to play with him. And at the end of one perfect game, one of the players, the pitcher, Shoeless Joe Jackson, goes back into the cornfield and stops and says, "Excuse me, but is this heaven?" And Kevin Costner says, "No, this is Iowa." You see, we get glimpses of heaven at different parts of our lives, an image of the ideal. When things are going well for us, when we're without conflict, when we're well fed, when we're worry-free, we say, "This must be like a little piece of heaven." And that's what church is about. A little piece of heaven, where even though it's not perfect, and even though we accidentally move one another and act like people do, our intention is to love. And that intention translates into behavior. And so we find ourselves a part of a loving community of faith that accepts us. Thomas Wolfe says, "Home is where you go and they can't turn you away." Well, at church, we come here and they really can't turn us away. This Sunday we celebrate All Saints Sunday for people who've seen a small glimpse of heaven in this congregation and have now gone on to experience. Given a Sunday to remember. Yes, exactly. Pastor Jenkins said we received a passing break. It took us approximately 7 minutes to all get out of here. And it took us less, I think, to come back in. So, congratulations, everybody. Yeah! It's good to know we can do a fire drill. We have just installed brand new alarms up on the 3rd floor. And apparently they are and it set the alarms off. Now, of course, you and I have never done that in our own homes. So, so we thank God that all is well, that our building is not about to burn down, that the trustees are not plotting to have us have a new building. This is all good things. Now, I was talking about All Saints Sunday, and how we remember those who have experienced a glimpse of heaven in this church, and now are experiencing heaven in its fullness in reality. Our lives are one chapter after another. Yes. But then when it ends, it turns out it's all just a prologue, and the best is yet to be. We've had 12 people from within our congregation who've passed away this last year, since last All Saints Sunday, and just last night. Bud Haber was with Jack Cosnott when Jack passed away. And so we have added another panel this morning, and I will be including Jack's name in our reading of the saints, which will be done in alphabetical order. So Jack will come right in the middle, even though normally we would stand up and sing for him all by himself. So let us stand as you are able to honor our saints who have gone before. Okay, read aloud the names as we remember them. We have Helen Best. That wasn't Lois Canwright. I really need the list. Who has a list for you? Bless your heart. First service, dependent upon paper, still has a list. Thank you. Helen Best. And then we have Ivan Billy. Lois Canwright. Alice Sarah. Bill Evans. Jack Cosnott. Rick Gaskin. Laverne Hagenboom. Art Snyder. Evelyn Steele. Jean Thompson. Lawrence Zink. Let us pray. Loving God, whose Spirit is always mercy and compassion, you have taken home our imperfect saints and made them perfect. We give you thanks for the love they have known and the love they have shown in this world. Thank you for greeting each of them with good and faithful servant. Enter into the rest prepared for you. We pray this in thanksgiving in the name